hatirarame nekunzwa zvinotaurwa nemweya yetsvina. Tinorarama nekutenda shoko rakataurwa naMwari. Hatirarami with what demons is saying. We don't eat this. We don't live by it. We don't survive on it. In fact, most of it zvinotiunzira fear. And when we are afraid, faith cannot kick in. And in many cases, I was talking to someone, ndasenderwa message kubva kumusha. Vatoti watonzi uda kuuraiwa. Saka watonzi uri kufa musi uno chaiwo. And zvine madates zvine chii, you know, netsanangudzo dzacho nechii. Saka watonzi mhanya chaizvo ito mhanya. And you start operating by fear. It's dangerous. I'm not saying don't act when you discover that the devil is doing something. Please act. But I need you to understand very, very well. Kuti, there's some pane zvinhu zvekuti Mwari atokuudza kuti actor on this. Pozoya zvekuti Satan ndiye ari kukuudza kuti
act this way.
You know, and when the devil speaks, what he breathes is fear. What you don't get from words that are spoken is the fear that embroids your heart. Is the fear that comes into your spirit. And that fear, when it comes, inoskovhara panopinda faith. Mwari akazotaura zvakungopfuura zvichienda. Saka many cases you have to be extremely intelligent. I have helped vanhu vakawandisa on this subject. Because vanhu vakawandisa vari kupiwa tsanangudzo dzakawanda nevanhu vasitombori godly. And I said this, but I teach about hearing the voice of God. How do you start listening to someone who has never heard from God? Because azongouya neinformation iri kukava nyaya iri kuenderana nezvauri kudila nazvo. Saka vanhu vari kutirotera, vari kutionera mavision, vari kutinzwira mavoices, vari kutinzwira inspiration, but vari kutinzwira vakamira sani. Sani. Who are you within this equation? Who are you within this whole equation? Your life young and my life in God. So the best that this word can give me is fear.
Yeah.
Not faith. It's not based on God. It's not even based on the word of God. It's not even based on anything. It's just based on a system that wants to bring fear to your life. Vanhu vakawanda vandinawo izvinoizvo vakawanda vakatopiwa nemadates ekufa nemadates ekudii, but vakangova madates akangopfuura vanhu vangori vapenyu nanhasi. Nothing ever happened. Why? This whole thing is coming from the pit of hell. There's a lot of information that's coming from the pit of hell to try and make sure that people ignore the word of God. He knows, the devil knows one thing, that when God speaks, faith is activated. When God speaks, faith is activated. And when a man acts by faith, the word of God can never fail. Never. And he knows that. So the best thing, knowledge is really wrong. Information is really correct. Information that's coming from the pit of God. It's not so conjured by the devil. Pass information here is you go kandirwa vanhu boom. You know, and then because information they can't now listen to the word of God. Because information would die. When God now speaks now,
even when God speaks,
if God's going to speak now, do you know that Makuva Agro was chokwadi in August? But what is God saying? I'm not even saying what they're doing is not going to be whatever or doesn't affect or doesn't what. What is God saying? Because at the end of the day, you're going to act Are you going to act based on Makuva?
Yeah, and here you mentioned it, Tatunima religions are based on that. You realize that August, my church is sterek because of that.
How are we going to deal with this issue? Because kune zvinhu zviri kuitwa within the spectrum of the kingdom of darkness. Isusu we are going to work according to that.